depends on what I'm firing sometimes, sometimes it could be fucks. Either way,
it's not blanks, Danny.
Huh?
As long as it's not blanks.
I never shot a fucking blank in my life. What the fuck you on about it? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's show of Mauls and all the breakdown. As per usual, stuck with these two again, Matt and of course the good old Bishop himself, Len. Lads, I suppose, Matt, I'll come to you first since you're the last man in. Ulster 41, Rochelle 24. What do you make of that match?
Yeah, look, it was a great game to watch, but I just don't think it was a full strength La Rochelle squad. I would have liked to have seen.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Look, we kind of knew that was going to be the case. He doesn't really give a shit about the Challenge Cup, but it would have been nice to see it. But look, regardless of that, there were still some very good players on that La Rochelle side, and Ulster had a great game. Zach Ward, first try of the game, great break by Thomas Stewart, super try, and then it was pretty much it was all Ulster for the main part of it. Tom O'Toole with a second try, Cormac Izuchukwu banging over for a try on his 50th appearance. Great to see that. And then the fourth try was nearly in before La Rochelle even got a try, so it was pretty much game over at half time. Zach's second try, great crossfield kick by Jack Murphy, and when I saw him letting the ball bounce, I thought, fuck, it's not gonna work out. But look, worked out well, took the try well, and then I can't think of the guy's name, Correa or whatever it was for La Rochelle, got a try before half time, and that 19-year-old fly half, Diego George, yeah. Unbelievable. Fair play to him. Absolutely. He's going to be a star. 19 years of age. Great to see that. Latu scored a second try, and I think there was 3 tries for La Rochelle. But the play for me was the Zach Ward break, ran down the left wing, offloaded to his brother. Now it was a complete hospital pass, but you got to say fair play to Bryn Ward, because he picked it up off his shoelaces and then ran himself in with a great finish. So it was a spectacular 5th try then for Ulster. And then the young lad, James McCormick, got the 7th try and pretty much polished it off. But I tell you, Nathan Doak had a great game. Yarno Augustus played great game. And I tell you, Jacob Stockdale's carrying was unbelievable. I think he had like 138 metres or nearly 140 metres carrying. So, look, great performance by Ulster into the semis. Not a bother.
Len, your thoughts on the Ulster La Rochelle game?
Yeah, look, like Matt said, we were kind of expecting this to be a bit of a classic, but unfortunately, injury or whatever else, or just concentrating on the top 14, Roger decided to send a fairly inexperienced team. They even had a prop playing at lock there, fucking lining out. So there was no Hastry, Aldrich, fucking Skelton's out with his Achilles for the rest of the season. Our fucking Yegu back after his biting ban, okay. But look, fucking fair play to Ulster. Another fucking horrendous night up in Ravenhill. It was absolutely fucking atrocious again. Had a very businesslike in the first half, I thought. And then they went down to 14 men. Zach Ward was bin for tipping a player above the horizontal. And they still managed to score a try even when they were down to 14. So, was it 24-10 at halftime, I think it was. I think it was 24. Yeah, you know what I mean. Fucking, second half, they stuck to task. What I thought was impressive was the fucking grunt up front. They gave their backs front football the whole second half, which is a result of just running in tries left, right, and centre. Look, I know, as I said, they might have had a full complement of stars in that La Roche team, but any La Rochelle team are dangerous. You know what I mean? They're well coached, and full credit to Ulster. 6 tries and 41 points on a good French, look, maybe not top French team, but yeah, agree with Matt. Nathan Doak was excellent. I reckon he's well in the mix for the summer tour, without a doubt, and he deserves to be. Look, Ulster in the last 4, and I'll be honest with you now, you wouldn't bet against them walking away with a trophy. And it'd be, unfortunately, look, we thought we might get 2 Irish teams in. We'll come to that in a minute, but we'll all be behind Ulster anyway. Get an Irish team over the line to be great.
Yeah, a few comments coming in here anyway. Mark Noonan, evening lads. Great to see Ulster and Leinster progress in their respective competitions. It was right anyway, but we'll get to the Leinster game now in a minute. Ulster and Leinster carrying the flag again. Will Daniel Lynn, Don and Leinster top?
I can't see that, but just by the tone of this, I'm guessing this is fucking Joe Lyons.
It is. Will Daniel Lynn? Will Daniel Lynn? Don and Leinster top for the final if we make it. Oh, and an Ulster one if they do too. I'm not too sure about wearing the jerseys, but we will. I'll definitely be sporting the teams anyway, because I'd love to see an Irish team just lift the trophies. To be honest with you, how about you then?
No, I won't be wearing the Leinster jerseys anyway. That's for sure. But I will be sporting them.
Yeah,
I don't think they make a size big enough to fit you anyway, Len.
Yeah, well, I don't know about my body, but it won't get over my fucking head, man.
Yeah, just grease it up. There'll be WT-40 beside. It'd be grand.
You put enough grease on it, you might be able to squeeze it over that big dome of yours.
Yeah. Nice times, incredible game. Ulster were on fire. Rog was wearing his protective beanie. He needed it. Ulster brought the pain. Rod's got cock slapped. You're always good for one of those anyway. Bevan was such an amazing game. I have belief in them to go far. Megan Augusta is gutted about the Nick Timoney injury. Hopefully he'll be back soon enough anyway, because
hopefully. I saw that actually there today. Yeah. Hopefully he'll be back.
Joe Lyons, Doak since Murphy headed up north has begun to show the promise he did at under 20s. Thank God, as the lad has one head of a game in him. He's true. That's true.
Look, the competition has done him no harm, in all fairness. It's drove him on. We keep saying this, you know what I mean? You need competition in every fucking position on the pitch.
You see, if you don't have competition, players get complacent because there's nobody pushing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah. We'll move on anyway to the Connacht game next. Connacht unfortunately losing that one 45-22. Len, your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, as I said, it paid to dreams of an all-Irish final. Just wasn't to be. Look, mixture of some Connacht in discipline and an absolute juggernaut of Montpellier, fucking ball and scrum. They just ended Connacht's ambitions fucking there and then. I mean, 3 yellow cards in the first half really were Connacht's on doing. And look, you just couldn't handle the power of that maul without infringing. Like Tierney Martin was binned, and literally that was followed up by Hurley Langton, and Christopher Ridley just had enough and awarded the penalty try. So it was a fucking sickener for him. It was the worst possible start. Yeah. And by the time the two lads served their time, they were 14-3 down. Look, it was still salvageable. What was funny is we're talking about Aki coming back in and playing out of his skin since he was well, I won't say dropped, but he had his misfortunes. But Aki ended up taking over the line-out throws, and he hit his first 2 marks.
Yeah,
I reckon he was going, lads, this is a fucking piece of piss being fucking hooker. He was very, very fucking good. Yet again, well, look, sure, Tierney Martin was only back on the pitch, and he finished with a brilliant try, literally straight off the out of the sin bin, finished with a try. Lovely break by Gilbert, and some great hands from Devine and Aki and Shane Mullins. So, but look, every time I thought the third card was avoidable. Shane Bolton, I think it was just fucking stupid, really, that late tackle. And when he was gone, Montpellier tagged on another 12 points. And then, unfortunately, Connacht's line out, even with the lads back on, just fucking fell apart. They made 3-4 fucking lineouts, just made the balls of them. And, 26-8 at half time is a fucking huge margin. But look, they came back in, Sean Octon got a try, and fucking Augusta, fucking what's your man's name? Not fucking August, is it? Caddo.
Oh yeah, could that, yeah.
Just turned around and fucking just kept the lead intact. So for every time Connacht came back at him, Montpellier just turned around. But even at the very, very end, fucking Jack Ainger scored a try with what was 3 or 4 minutes was always left on the clock. And Montpellier just turned around the other end on the 80th and fucking got one back, you know what I mean? It wasn't Connacht's day, which is a pity. But they're concentrating the URC now, and they're going to be a threat to everybody left in it. So hopefully, as I said earlier, I hope all 4 Irish provinces make the last 8 with a bit of luck.
Yeah. Actually, there's comments here by Bevans that Connacht has been slipped, but it's always tough to go to France. Some calls are a bit meh, but we now move on, regather, and focus on getting into the top 8 of the URC, which they definitely have the potential to do.
Yeah.
Before I come to you, Matt, a question here from Johan. Is Matt going to the Mary's AIL semi this weekend, expecting 5,000 attendance?
I probably won't be going to that, unfortunately. I have a third baby due in a couple of months, and there's loads of shit to do around the house. So,
fair enough, I suppose. But Matt, you can be there in spirit. You can be there in spirit.
Absolutely.
That's a good crowd expected for an AIL game. We need more than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Big enough crowd, I'd say, just the way AIL games are going at the moment, I'd say anyway. But I'm not too sure. Matt, your thoughts on the Montpellier Connacht game? Yeah,
look, just to go back to Bevan's point there, discipline, but it's always tough to go to France. It was like, Connacht used to playing in fucking hail, rain, sleet, wind, the whole lot, and then to turn around and get down to France where it was nearly probably 20 degrees, sun splitting the stones, and you could see it in the pitch.
Fucking sunshine. That's what we used to that at all, man.
Not at all, no. Sure, Jesus. They were only defrosting in the first half. Do you know what I mean? So, but look, I was actually really annoyed at the first 10 minutes of that game because although Montpellier were really up front bullying the Connacht lads, the pitch was gone to shit. And the pitch was completely dug up. And the referee kept, obviously the play was down there, but he could have just moved them in 5 or 10 meters just instead of that corner was just, it was an absolute disgrace. But like what really bugged me though, and you mentioned it as well there, Len, Christoph Ridley, I understand the penalties, but the fact that there was no warning given, there was no talking to, it was just straight to a yellow card. Yeah,
actually James Grennan in there now.
Yeah, so like I think Connacht should feel a little bit hard done by that, because generally in circumstances like that, you give three or four penalties away in a row in a game. The referee would usually say, look, have a chat to your team. Too many penalties. The next one goes to the bin. And like that, straight into the yellow card. And then 2 minutes later, same offence, and it was straight to the yellow card. Straight.
And in all fairness, Matt, we have seen refs give 3-4 warnings and saying the next one will be a yellow.
Yeah.
And there's another infringement, and they still don't give the fucking yellow. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He was very, very quick to go to the pocket. I'd agree with you there.
And this is the thing, like, and this is just brings it back to the inconsistencies from ref to ref. And look, we all know they've a terrible job to do, and they're in the spotlight. And yeah, if they make a wrong decision, they're going to get criticised for it. But all we want is a bit of clarity, and that they all go with the same set of rules. Like, if he turned around and gave Connacht a warning, it might have been better. But then they might have only lost one player and might have been still in the game. But I think it was an uphill battle from there. I mean, they did well to hold Montpellier out, considering their pack was phenomenal. their maul was unbelievable. I think they scored 2 or 3 tries off a maul, unbelievable. But like, give the lads a fighting chance. Give them their warning. If they infringe again, then proceed with the yellow card. But to give 2 yellow cards in the space of 2 minutes, I thought was a bit fucking harsh.
And so early in the game.
And so early in the game, it just kind of spoiled it a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm no Connacht supporter, but I would be annoyed if I was, and when you look at it from an outside perspective looking in, you can really feel hard done by for the Connacht supporters, because I thought it was a bit bad. But look, in saying that, I think Montpellier probably would have won it anyway. It would have been just a tighter game. Montpellier's pack was phenomenal. Their scrum was unbelievable. Anytime they got a maul, they mauled it over. I think 2 or 3 tries from a maul. That Cadeau try in the second half was a piece of individual brilliance. And that kind of really just showed it off. Yeah. But like, as you said, it was great to see Dylan Tierney-Martin back to 15. They score a try, and it was like, actually they could be back into this game again. Come into the second half, Sean Nocton scored a lovely try, and again it's kind of to and fro, and they were thereabouts. But like that, Montpellier got a yellow card then as well, but also were scored while they had a man in the bin, which kind of really set the tone. And like that, Jack Ainger got a try towards the end of the game, and then fucking Valentin Welsh or whatever his name is got that fucking try on the 80th minute, and that was pretty much it. But look, yeah, from a Montpellier perspective, it was a great result for them, but I'd be disappointed if I was a Connacht fan.
It reminded me a little bit of the Leinster Edinburgh match the previous week.
Yeah,
Leinster were handing away tries, but no sooner would they hand one away, but they were so capable of going down the other end and getting another one, and that's Montpellier just had too much for Connacht on the day.
Absolutely.
It didn't matter how many they gave away. They'll get 2 back, Yeah.
Bevan as well here saying Christoph Ridley is usually good, but this time he was a bit annoying, as he probably didn't even realize until it was too late. So
and this is the thing, like we just want consistency from game to game, from ref to ref. We just want consistency in the game, and like that, we've seen the odd penalty for a crooked feed into a scrum, but they're all at it, and when you see a player getting penalised doing it once, you're like, well, why aren't you penalising the rest of them? Do you know what I mean? And it was a bit annoying, and that was my only bugbear with Ridley, was the start of the game where he gave the 2 yellow tries without even so much as a slight warning to Connacht, So
yeah, but that was in wasn't that in the Leinster game? That they
crooked feed,
the crooked feed,
and
and Munster were fucking pinged there last week or 2 weeks ago, in the extra game, wasn't for in the scrum, and yet for the whole rest of the game, nobody fucking hooked in the fucking scrum. You know what I mean? How can you just pick one? And if you're going to pick one and the other team does the same thing, well, just balance it fucking out and give it and then forget about it for the rest of the game if you're going to. But you can't just fucking give an arbitrary fucking penalty for fucking nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a good laugh there. I mentioned it in our own group. Then the highlight of the game was fucking Aki fucking throwing in at the lineup.
Yeah.
In our group?
In our little chat.
See that, man. Sorry.
James Graham, 30 minutes of play time with 14 against that power play was going to be a big ask.
Absolutely. Nail on the head.
There was a couple of comments there from Johan, but I'll get to them later on when we're doing the Leinster game, all right? But lads, I want to move on to the opening round of the Six Nations, the Women's Six Nations that happened this weekend. Ireland losing to England 33-12. Matt, you didn't see any of that game or anything, did you?
Do you know, I watched the first half, and I think I watched about 10 minutes into the second half, and then I got a little annoyed because it was 28-0, and I hate seeing the girls getting beaten that badly. So I turned on the Glasgow game in the Champions Cup, and I'm sorry I did in the end. Glasgow game was a great game, but I missed all the good play from fucking Ireland. I missed all the Ireland fucking play. But look, you look at that first half, and they played really well, and hits were flying in. They were turning over the ball. They were in the game. There was a couple of tries that were kind of easy for England, but I was looking back just before the game at previous results, right? In 2020, England beat us 27-0. In 2022, they beat us 69-0. In 23, they beat us 48-0. In 24, they beat us 88-10. And last year, they beat us 49-5. I think that's a really good fucking result. 33-12. We're always second fiddle to the English team at the moment because of they were professional.
So is everybody else, Matt.
Yeah. They were professional first. They've got a hell of a lot more players to pick from. They've been at a higher standard for longer than we have, but you can see the progression in this team. And Scott Man has done a fantastic job with these girls, and we have some quality players, And I was looking at the line, the teams at the start, and Cleona Maloney, and then it was like Cleona Maloney, like McDonald. And then I was looking at the English one, and there was a fucking Maloney McDonald. I was like, it took me a fucking second to go, what's going on here? Didn't realize they were fucking married and they were playing against each other. But yeah, look, it was a loss, but it wasn't an absolute fucking hiding for them, And it's definitely showing their improvement and their upward trajectory. And I really hope Scott Man stays around for a while because he is doing some serious things with them girls. But
yeah,
he's from what I'm hearing, he's staying on till the end of the 2029 Women's World Cup.
Yeah, that's excellent news.
That is fantastic news because he really is getting the best out of these girls. He really is, and you can see
you need that continuity though. Yeah, you need that. A coach that actually progressing the team. This chopping and changing is just shite, and that's excellent.
But just getting back to it, the first half, I think they just didn't play it quite well because they kept kicking to the back three, and you've got Ellie Kildone in the back three, and you kick to her and give her space, it's going to be fucking game over anyway. But look, they made amends. They didn't kick to her as much in the second half, and they made inroads. Do you know what I mean? So.
Question for you, Matt. Did you see Kinlan's try-saving tackle right at the end of the first half, just as Kildone was getting in?
Yeah.
Now that was good defensive work because she gave away the penalty just a minute or two beforehand, and that was definite redemption for her, I think, in a way. And
there was also some really super turnovers and jackal tackles by Ireland. They really were fantastic at the breakdown. And some of them English girls, they're big fucking girls, and they'd be hard to tackle. Not only hard to tackle, but hard to get a good jackal on and get a turnover. But there were some class turnovers, and I think one of the backs, I can't remember who it was, in the first half there was a super tackle and a turnover ball. It was brilliant, great to see.
Yeah. No, to be honest with you didn't watch the highlights later on, did you?
I didn't. No.
We watch McGann's try, the first try for Ireland in the 64th minute. Watch that back.
Right. McGann's try.
Yeah, 64th minute. It's the first try for Ireland.
She peels off the back of the maul. It was an excellent try.
Yeah. Like I said, I switched it over to watch the Champions Cup game, but I shouldn't have bothered because I missed Ireland scoring basically.
And I'd say you were gutted that Glasgow were beaten, were you?
Do you know what? We had said it in the group. I think Claire was saying Glasgow were gonna run away with it, and I kind of said, well, look, Toulon they're no slouches, and they've got some good players. They'll come to play a game. By Christ, I actually thought Glasgow might have snuck the win anyway, but fair play to Toulon.
A few comments here before I come to you, then. Bevan, playing England first was always going to be a big ask, especially after they won the World Cup, and they are still on that high. And Ireland were on the back foot for most of that, but Ireland kept pushing on and didn't just give in. Like you said, that with previous results, like the last two results away, Ireland gave in and kind of gave in kind of after a while, considering some of the heavy scorelines, especially in the last two away fixtures. Peter, in here, the women's didn't disgrace themselves, far from it, but there is progression to close the gap, considering the time frame of turning pro that Ireland so bravo to the Irish women.
Yeah, that was
Um,
my
Did you
man.
watch the game, Peter?
James Grant, the best of the Irish day was in the second half. They put up a good fight, and there's lots of work to work on. I'm very positive for the rest of the competition.
Absolutely,
That
James.
difference that would be too hard to test for us. Peter, in here again, I thought that it was brilliant, and I think first that wife and wife played against each other. Great stuff.
He's alluded to
I
the
think
fact
I saw
that, but I bet you he didn't.
Of course it didn't. He didn't comment on other words. Joe Lyons, England just levels above, and once they clicked and found their groove, it was always going to be tough. But considering England have only lost 2 games in the last 10 years, actually, Joe, one of them was to that's 6 nations and 6 nations only. You're probably right in France. In the women's 6 nations, we put in a hell of an effort. Have to just admire that England have done with their team, which is true.
Yeah.
But I saw some comments as well that was in something like the last 79 games or something like that, is England have only lost once.
79 games.
They've lost.
Something like that.
They've won 63 out of 64 games.
That's it. That's what I was thinking now. 63, 64 games.
63 out of 64 games.
Their one loss was the World Cup final to New Zealand, which was delayed by a year because of COVID. That was
And
their
the only
one
team that's been
loss.
in the 6 Nations is France.
Yeah,
France beat them twice, as far as I know.
yeah. And Ireland haven't beaten them since 2015. Bev and Claudia was interviewed with Cleona afterwards, and they were laughing at Claudia. Was like, she kicked me in the head.
I did actually see that interview.
Let's see. Maloney was playing against her wife at international level for the first time. She took over her wife's Spotify account and loaded it with all Irish tunes. Top 50,000. In fairness, now, that's the kind of development now I'd definitely get up to. So, fair play to her for that. McGann's finish was world class. If James Lowe scored a try, it would be all over social media. Check that.
It was an excellent try.
Yeah. And one more comment before I come to you then. Irish women kick the ball away, should keep ball in hand, but their first game together, England team are together all years. But like, there's a fair amount of experience as well in that Irish squad. I mean, Dewey Tank has more than 50 caps. Cleona made her 50 cap the weekend as well. So there is plenty of experience there. And like a lot of these players have been playing together in some form or fashion over the last 2 or 3 years.
Aren't every one of the English squad playing professional rugby?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. I think every single fucking one of them. So that's okay. What now?
Nice time. If I could play against my wife, I'd kick her in the head too. Fair enough, Niall.
Women are dirty, Niall. I guarantee you she'll get in there fucking first.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like a lot of men, he'd probably apologise first. Sorry, no. Len, your thoughts on the Ireland-England game from the weekend?
Look, the comments, the lads in the comments have kind of covered a lot of it because, as Bev Ann said, having England in the first game was always going to be tough. As Bev Ann said, they're coming off of the back of a high of a World Cup. They, 60 lost one game out of fucking 64. But either way, if we had eased ourselves into the tournament, like, it's a little bit like the Irish men going facing France in their first game of the men's 6 Nations. It was the worst fucking possible game you could have fucking hoped for. Red hot fucking favourites in France, first game up, when you're not bedded in. I think had we faced England in the last game of the tournament, I think the score might have been an awful lot closer after we kind of grown into the tournament. But sure, look, it wasn't, it isn't, and that's fucking that. As I said, despite how far Ireland have come the last few years, like that English team, I think it's 33 wins in a row coming into this game. And this game was 34. So, like, they were red hot favourites right from the off. So, the Red Roses were just too strong for Ireland. They almost had the bonus point wrapped up at halftime, only for Ellie Kildun's tribe was ruled out. But kind of on forced errors was Ireland's on doing really in the opening half. And I saw, or it was one of the pundits said, it was tale of meters made. It was very fucking stark. Ireland had made 53 meters in the first 40 minutes compared to 289 for England. That's that's a huge gulf, really. But look, credit to Ireland. They never gave up. And they were rewarded with that try from Anna McGann, which, as you said, it was absolutely an excellent maul. And fucking, she came off. And then Aaron King got her second one. So, again, it was one of the pundits was just saying Matt was going through it there. That's our best losing margin in the last 10 years. So, that's progression no matter what way you look at it. And you have to look at the positives. I think one of the biggest positives for the women's game is the fact that most of the matches are sold out. To be getting sellout crowds for the Women's Six Nations is fantastic for the women's game. It really, really is. Look, as favourites, it's hard to see past England to win the thing outright. But I think we actually have a very, very good shot of coming second. I think we will grow into this tournament. That's unless the French decide to fucking bite their way through the fucking rest of the championship. But yeah, look, we'll leave that for another fucking day. But look, they didn't disgrace themselves. They were up against a fucking fantastic team, World Cup winners. And look, I'd love to see them get second. I really would. And I think they're capable of it. If they can beat France, I think they'll definitely get second.
Yeah, and they're close enough to beating France last year.
Yeah, they were very, very close. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like they showed that in the World Cup last year as well, that they can play and they will play given the opportunity. But let's, I suppose, moving on. Matt, I'll come to you on this one. Leinster 43, Sharks 13. Your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, look, to be honest, I actually thought this was going to be a closer game. I thought maybe Sale would kind of push us on.
Hey, rugby.
Yeah, well, I thought they were going to. Look, the first half was pretty bad in terms of scoreline. Leinster's handling was pretty bad in the first half. Things weren't going their way. It was always that kind of last pass or the last phase of an attack where it was just a poor pass where it was knocked on or it just wasn't handling right, and it was as if they were just kind of just sussing each other out, because kicked off in the second half and the game burst into life. Dan Sheehan got the first try in the first half, and that was it. 7 points. It was 7-3 at halftime or 7.
Yeah, 7-3. Yeah.
7-3 at halftime, and I thought the way it was going to go, the second half was, the longer it went on, obviously the better it was going to be for Leinster. But I thought, like, if Sale came out in that second half and got a try, it'd put us under pressure and it'd make us win the game, if you get me. But it just never came. George Ford was banging high bombs constantly, like from pretty much outside the 22 into Leinster's 22, and Hugo Keenan was just having a laugh, catching them all. Fielding. He dropped one, I think. He missed one, but and this is where we were lacking. Especially we saw it in Ireland in the Six Nations when we were our kick ball chase and retaining ball was non-existent. And then you see Hugo Keenan did it in, like, I think in around the 50th minute, where the ball was bombed. He claimed it, and then 2 passes or 3 phases later, we were in for a try. Like, and it's that type of play that Ireland were kind of lacking. And when he's not playing, he is badly missed because he's a quality fullback, and he just seems to read the game so well. He knows where to be. He knows where he needs to be in terms of retaining ball, or if
never seen him caught out of position, Matt.
He's very rarely.
You never see him caught out of position.
Yeah, and more often than not, if another player is caught out of position, he's covered. He's covered, and he just reads it unbelievably well. And look, Baird got a try, our second try for Leinster from him. From a pass.
Third one, Keenan scored one for the third one.
Sorry, Baird broke pass to Keenan, like very unselfish. I think actually Baird probably could have made that if he really wanted to, but he unselfishly passed it off to Keenan, and Keenan scored. And then a couple of passes later, a super break from Jack Conan, pass to Baird, and Baird runs it in. Then I already spoke about it. Rico Ioane got that try then from the super retaining ball from Keenan, and then it was pretty much the game was done and dusted at that point. Tommy O'Brien with a try in the 62nd minute, and then we finished off with an Osborne try just at the death. But I think Sale, their game plan was just wrong. You could see it in the first half, especially with George Ford. I think they had a certain game plan. They thought it was going to work. It didn't work, and they kept on trying. It got one result out of it. I thought the deliberate knock on was a bit harsh. Yeah, he did touch it, but it was very, very slight. It was as if the wind from his finger just clipped the ball. But when you saw it slowed down on replay, it definitely altered the trajectory.
It's about the width of him, and that's fucking Mickey now. It's fucking
100%.
It was
100%.
I actually don't think it altered the flight of the ball at all. It was very, very
did or it didn't, but it was well spotted.
Well, look, you can't. We've said it before. You can't put one hand out for a ball. Simple as that.
And when players do it, like you could see straight away, Josh Van der Flyer was signaling a knock on. So he went to the bin, and that was pretty much game over. They got a consolation try around the 65th minute, but that's all it was, just pure consolation.
Niall Stearns here. I'm concerned about Leinster having the easiest path. We definitely had the easiest of the quarterfinals. Toulon had to put away the Warriors, Bath had to put away the Saints, and Bordeaux put in an amazing performance against Toulon. We had Sale Sharks. We were gifted the quarterfinal matchup. Even in the semi, Bordeaux and Bath is going to be a monster match. Toulon is definitely an easier team to beat than Bath or Bordeaux. If we get to the final, we'd have to play better than we have.
Absolutely. You got to look at performance-wise. Bordeaux are on absolute fire, and I think they would be favourites to win this. And as Niall Steins rightly points out, we need to be on our top game to be able to compete with Bordeaux in a final if we get there. So the likes of that first half, we play like that in the first half against the likes of Bordeaux, they'll put us away in that first half. We can't play like that in the first half against a team like Bordeaux and not have it get let in league tries, because that's exactly what will happen.
Joe Lyons, Ford kept Sale in it. Not going to bash officials, but fuck me, some refs can't kill momentum and game progression. Stopping, starting, and clinical review frustrates not only the players, but also fans, and some officials just can't balance the line of game flow.
Sorry, what are you on about, Joe? There was no fucking fans, that's the thing.
I thought it was such a lovely thing for Braid to pass the ball to Keenan to get the try, and then he got repaid his dues and scored a try in the other corner. It is an amazing thing to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Peter in here, for fuck's sake, Matt, you say what I'm thinking and I'm writing it and you're saying it. Jesus.
Well, come on the show then, you fucking bollocks, and fucking say it yourself.
Joe Lyons, Keenan in the 15 slot not only showed us what we missed, but also Ringer was superb. Not one pen conceded and no missed tackles. What Keenan brings is total cohesion in the backfield. For me, he was man of the match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Mark Noonan, Keenan was immense. Tommy O'Brien is very impressive and seems to keep improving. Len,
Yeah.
your thoughts on the Leinster Sale match?
Fuck's sake, it was a poor enough fucking first half there from both sides. Apart from the fucking compulsory Dan Sheehan fucking try. And there was a penalty. Yeah, but then you know what I mean? For fuck's sake, you put him on for the last fucking 3 minutes, you still get a fucking try. And then a penalty from Ford for Sale. But actually, lads, to be honest with you, just on the Ford thing, that lad is completely overrated. I really think he is completely overrated. He didn't manage that game fucking whatsoever. Just my fucking view.
I don't think he's overrated. I think he has been playing phenomenally well for England, and he showed that in the summer tour, especially down in Argentina. But he's the type of hold on a second. He's the type of senior player. He's the type of senior player that when you're doing something, he's there long enough. He should know, right, this is not working. I'm going to change my tack. I'm not going to fucking kick to Hugo Keenan anymore. Yeah. Things like that. You'd think he would have adapted it that way, but he didn't.
He looks good like because he has Marcus Smith and Finn Smith up against him. So he's going to fucking look good. That's the only reason he looks fucking good, in my opinion. That's just my view now. Fucking others might think otherwise. But look, either way, it was, I think, like 7-3. I'm trying to figure this out, right? And the only thing I can think of, it was maybe after coughing up a raft of intercept tries last week, Edinburgh, right? That maybe, no, seriously, I'm being genuine about this. Maybe it was concerted effort not to hand away intercept tries and soft fucking tries, because Leinster's attack was just very, very fucking, like, you could even call it fucking an attack. It was just so fucking blunt. Like one try in 40 minutes against a pool Sale team. Like, I wouldn't be one to swear, lads, in all fairness, but I nearly go as far to say that first half was fucking shite. To be honest with you. It was
very good. You're not wrong. It was a fucking shocking first half.
It was a terrible fucking first half. And to be honest with you, all the other games that were commented on, I ended up watching them back. That was the only game of the weekend that I managed to see live. And I was looking at the first half going, fucking, this is what my reward. Anyway, look, Leinster came out a hell of a lot livelier, and maybe you said they're sounding them out or whatever, but look, the second half was a different beast, and like they started off fucking, as I say, well, and O'Ani made a fucking fantastic break, and Vermeulen or fucking whatever you call him, he turned him over, and fucking here we go again. But then Keane got on the fucking board after a couple of minutes, and look, that was it. Ford got another penalty back, but the floodgates just opened after that. Fucking Beard and Ioane stretching the fucking lead, fucking what was 26-6 then out of fucking nowhere. And at that stage, there was still fucking 20 minutes to go. But yeah, look, I think Rick Ioane is much better suited on the wing, considering Leinster style of play, than he is at centre. He hasn't been, when they played him at centre, he hasn't done fuck all, really. Compared to the impact Jordy Barrett had when you signed him. But like the last couple of games, I think fucking when he's I don't think he's been re-signed for next season, so he hasn't.
No.
But he started to find his feet. But look, at the end of the day,
it's only a 6-month fucking sabbatical, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Well, like, you never know. Money talks. You could get him for another season, I'm sure. But look, I thought he was fucking excellent on the wing at the weekend. Like there were some great tries. I mean, and the highlight though was Dan Sheehan yet again. that break from his own fucking 22 to put Osborne away was just fucking class. And that's from a hooker that's basically played 80 fucking minutes.
He's so
To have
fucking
that,
real.
it's unreal. That
Unreal.
athleticism to take.
And you know,
basically-
and the funny thing is, like, if you go back maybe even 10 years, you'd put a bet on in the bookies for a fucking a hooker to score a try, they'd fucking give you 1,000 to 1 odds. Like, this lad fucking scores tries as
I
he
said
must
this
be-
before.
he must be one of
He's
Leinster's
odds.
highest scored.
He's odds
try
on to
this-
fucking get a try.
That's what I mean. He'd be odds on now. And you think back a few years ago, you wouldn't even get a forward scoring a try. Like,
Apart from maybe say
not
Keith
the way
Wood.
he does. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keith Wood would probably be the fucking exception, but fucking apart from
Yeah.
that, you
But
know,
sure, how many tries did Keith Wood score in his career?
I don't know.
Tom Keenan scored him on a weekend.
But he was notable for the amount of tries a hooker actually scored. That'll tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And unless it was fucking on the line, I'm all over fucking try. You know, a hooker wasn't scoring them, but you have Dan Sheen popping up in the fucking wing. But in this case, running from your own fucking 20, run 50 meters to put Osborne away. The guy is just fucking exceptional. He's on fucking real. Look, who was Yusnov went off fucking after a couple of minutes.
Yeah. 3 or 4 minutes or something. Yeah.
3 or 4 minutes. So fucking, you'd have to wonder our Leinster might currently be regretting leaving fucking Mill and go to Munster.
We'll be looking for him back.
Yeah, there's a good question here by Johan put in earlier on. What's this about Kelleher moving to loosehead prop to cover for loosehead injuries? Can we not make emergency signings? Prop is a specialist position. Now, you see, first of all, Kelleher
There's two
could be
coming
down.
in. Peter Dooley is coming in from Connacht, and Ed Byrne is coming in from Cardiff. They're both ex-Leinster players, so right, they might know that the current system, but they know Leinster. Both of them have. I think Byrne has over 100 caps, and I don't think Dooley is fucking far off it. So you have cover there.
I didn't actually hear. I didn't hear that.
But you see,
they
the
don't.
point there is going to be Kelleher could be down. The point is going to make Kelleher could be down as a loosehead prop.
They've signed they haven't signed their loan deals in all fairness. So yeah, Peter Dooley coming in, and so you have two loosehead props that played with Leinster. Both of them in around 100 caps are coming in to cover. So and look, as I say, they're only covers, so like they're all sorted. Now lads, Matt, if you're fucking short a tight head at any stage, feel free. You gave us Mill, you gave us fucking Barron as hooker. Give us a bell.
You don't want
you want Alatoa.
No.
I endorse the thing you make it happen.
Absolutely not. I'd rather go. I'd go and play fucking tight head myself rather than that fucking donkey.
No, I feel we're obliged to give you a loan of them, seeing as you gave a send down to us. Thanks very much.
There's a non-return.
Fucking.
There's a fucking non-return.
Did you keep the fucking receipt? No.
Yeah, because funny enough, Johan's in here again saying, surely Leinster can't win a European Cup with no loosehead props. Furthering the suffering in scrums, no Snyman and Harry Byrne at 10.
What happened to Snyman?
He's injured.
Snyman's injured for Leinster, really?
Yeah. It's a bit of a shock, isn't it?
Yeah. And we were fucking accused of breaking the fuck. Yeah.
Well, he's played more than a season for us, which is.
He has, but where's he when you need him?
On the treatment table. Let's see. Bevan here is a. Well, when did the Dooley one get announced? Jeez. Well, when did the Dooley one get announced? I meant to be a Connacht fan. Don't know this. I suppose it's only rumored at the moment, is it?
No. It's confirmed as far as I know. Yeah, both of them.
Some fan, Bevan.
Yeah.
Some fan, if you don't know that. To be fair, I didn't hear it either. So that's hot off the press from Len.
Yeah. I think we all know where Len's getting his information from. Peter
Glenn
in here.
doesn't know where he's getting his
Jesus,
fucking
that's an
information from.
accusation if I ever heard of.
Dan Sheehan is better hooker than Malcolm Marks. Stormy Daniel hasn't a chance.
Jesus Christ.
Now,
No,
I
no,
made a fucking.
Ned. Peter,
What's it?
do us a favour. Put down the dad jokes. All right? Put them down. Put them away.
I
All right,
once
Len, on
made
the
a
book.
comment on IRB group and I said, is Dan Sheehan the most athletic hooker since Stormy Daniels? And Peter Burke fucking removed it.
Nice sides. Can we pull out the Uno card and get the Kiwis to give us Jordy back and they can have Rico back? No, nice. I do have an Uno reverse card. It involves Michael Alatoa
Yes.
going to Munster.
Play now, Danny. Play
Keep
now.
Archie Simon as well.
Yeah.
So, that Uno reverse card is in play as well.
All right, we'll keep Rico. We'll keep Rico. I would not want that fucking donkey back for a fucking second. I'd rather suffer Jordy Barrett and keep Rico Ioane rather than have fucking Alatoa back.
What do you mean
No
suffer
thanks.
Jordy Barrett? What do you mean? How do you suffer Jordy Barrett?
I'd suffer not getting him back and keeping Rico
right.
Ioane rather than have that fucking donkey back.
I have a feeling fucking Rico Ioane might actually fucking put a rabbit out of a hat before the Heineken Cup is out, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Joe Lyons here. Both McCarthy and Boyle confirmed out till next season, and the injury list of props at Leinster is crazy and could be telling in the business end of the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sure, look, I suppose that's wait and see. Lads, I'll get your predictions for the games coming up the weekend. Matt, I'll come to you first. Ulster hosting Leinster Friday night. Your thoughts now?
Oh, do you know what? That could be a tasty enough game. Do you know that?
Yeah, each approach tends to be all right. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I mean, given the form that Ulster are on currently, you know, that won't be a fucking easy game for Leinster to win. You know, and let's be honest, they need to win it because we've lost 5 or 6 now in total.
Something like that, right? Yeah.
This campaign. So, yeah, look, I mean, we need to win. It's going to be a very tough game. It's going to be a very tough battle. I know Bevan will say Ulster will win, but I'm going to give it to Leinster.
Let's see. Leinster games this season. Find it. One answer. Yeah, 5 losses this season.
5 losses. There you go.
Yeah.
It's a game they're going to need to win.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
As you predicted from Bevan, Ulster will win. Sorry, Matt. Connacht and Munster will win. That's what I heard.
We'll chat next Monday, Bevan. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh my God, Peter's after making a prediction.
Leinster are definitely winning now. So.
Yeah.
What's the prediction?
Ulster will win that.
Peter Burke has just put the kibosh on it by saying Ulster will win that. That means go out and put your fucking gaff on Leinster.
Yeah. And like you know what prediction Peter is like. If you say if you pick one way, you bet the other.
Absolutely. He pulls out the reverse card all the fucking time.
Bevan, it's like Peter Burke. Not happy.
I don't blame you, Bevan. I'd fucking fucked him from a height as well.
Yeah, and no, to be honest with you, Matt, imagine the bollock and Peter will get it if Ulster do actually win that one.
Yeah, exactly. Look, either way, Peter Burke is fucked either way, so.
Yeah. Len, your thoughts on the Ulster-Leinster game and who do you see win that?
I'm actually going to go for an Ulster win here. I'm with Peter Burke on this one because I do think I have a feeling that Leinster will put out. Look, when Matt says they have to win it, you don't have to win it. You're sitting comfortably on the table. You're going to make the last 8. So
no, what I mean, they have to win it is they have to for their own morale and in terms of how they've been projecting this league. Do you know what I mean? So I think they do need to win. because the fact that they started so poorly, they've been kind of stuttering around the mid season. They're kind of not going amazingly well. I think they need a boost. I think they do need to win this game to give themselves a boost to kick on then from there.
No, I disagree with you. I think they have bigger fish to fucking fry, and they're going to be looking at the semi-final, and they're going to want, considering the injury list, which is not something that ever pops up too often in a season for Leinster because of their depth. I think they will be keeping the big guns. I
think you're right in the way that they will want to keep the big guns for the Champions Cup, but they're also going to want they're reigning champion, they're reigning URC champions. They're going to want to retain. And let's not put it. Let's call a spade a spade. They haven't had the best tournament so far.
But all they need is a home draw, Matt. Like that's well within their grasp. So. That will take a back seat until
they still want to win. Like they still want to win.
Like, I have no doubt.
They don't go out to play games to lose. Like.
No, I have no doubt of that. But what I think is, now look, on the flip side of that, Ulster are also in the semi-final of the Challenge Cup. So yeah, it could be a little bit. I have a funny feeling Richie Murphy is going to want to get more game time into his players than Leo Cullen. That's just my view on it. Because
you could be right. You could be right.
Yeah, look, we know like there's no fucking two ways about it. The Heineken Cup is a monkey on Leinster's back, and I think all effort, like everything, is going to be geared to this. And they have a nice run in. They have a soft run in, as Jolene said. Like Toulon are it isn't zebra they're fucking playing, but they are fucking beatable.
Look, to be honest, I honestly thought Glasgow would have put them away, and I'm surprised. And I think you are right. We do have a much easier run in than a lot of the teams. I mean, if you look at the other side where Bordeaux, they've played Toulouse already, Bath and Northampton, two big heavy hitters hitting each other as well. We've had an easier run in, and if there was ever a chance of us getting to a final, this was the easiest path we've ever had. And yeah, look, you are right. They probably do want to get the monkey off the back to win the Champions Cup. In saying that, I'd love to. I would sacrifice a URC to get that fifth star. Because
that was the question I was going to ask you. I think most Leinster fans would. So,
and I think, absolutely. I think they would be just for the simple fact that how many finals have we been in and lost not to get that fifth star? And I think that's probably the top of most people's
priorities. That's your view. That's the way I think it's going to be as well. So I guarantee you, Leo Cullen is going. Well, did we go fucking all out to beat Ulster when we're already guaranteed the last 8 and possibly the last 4 and a home fucking draw? Or do we concentrate our efforts on beating fucking Toulon? And I think that's where it's going to be, quite honest with you.
The way you've said it now, and I'm starting to think now, maybe you're right, and maybe that's the best way to go. But
you really need a Munster perspective on this, Matt. Use half your fucking DNA, will you?
Yeah, that's that
DNA is dead and buried.
You have half Munster DNA, whether you like it or not. Half of your DNA is Munster. End of story.
Technically, it's not half. It's less than half. But look, I'll let you away with it.
One more thing to factor in now for this game.
It's going to be less than fucking half.
That's one more thing to factor in for the Ulster Leinster game is Ulster in third place. They're 1 point ahead, fourth place Leinster.
Sorry, say that again, Danny.
Ulster are 1 point ahead of Leinster. Ulster are third, Leinster are fourth. There's 1 point difference. So you can imagine how important it is in an Interpro just to get that win and hop up above the other team, just to finish off the Interpro that way.
Absolutely.
So you have to look at the rest of their games for the running, Danny. So it ain't all that fucking crucial, to be quite honest with you.
Look, either way, it's actually it'll probably be one of the better games of the weekend.
It will. Yeah, it will be a good game.
Yeah, Interpros are usually kind of either great or they're not. Speaking of Matt's Munster half,
Oh, Pauline, how are you?
Paulie here said he's put the mockers on Ulster now. Yeah, Peter usually tends to do that when he comes out predicting stuff. Niall Steins, I'm really looking forward to going to this match. I'll be spending the weekend the same way I spend all my weekends. I'll be out looking for wearing their cock. And jokes write themselves. Len, I'll come to you on this one first. Stormers hosting Connacht. Who do you see winning that one?
Yeah, this is going to be a tough ask for Connacht, to be quite honest. It is going to be fucking. Stormers are, again, a lot of people are gutted that there's not a single South African team left in the Heineken Cup or the Challenge Cup. It's just fucking gutting, really. But anyway, what can we say? Look, I have a feeling Connacht are going to have to take this one on the chin. But being an Irish man, fucking, I wish them all the best, and I'd love to see them get a win. But I think it's going to be Stormers in this one.
Yeah. Matt, your thoughts on the Stormers Connacht game coming up? Stormers at home.
Yeah, look, any team going down to South Africa, it's a tough ask. It doesn't matter whether you're Leinster or Glasgow or Munster. And to be fair to Munster, they seem to have had the.
When are Glasgow an Irish team?
No, I know. I'm saying good teams, like just picking good teams out of the URC. Do you know what I mean? But in fairness to Munster, they seem to have the only set of keys to unlock fucking victories down in South Africa. So we know how tough it is to go down there for any team. But I think, as the lads have said, I think it's that one step too far for Connacht. Stormers at home is a different ball game, and yeah, I can see that being a heavy defeat to Connacht. To be fair,
Matt, since I have you handy there, Benetton hosting Munster. How do you see that one going?
Benetton are going to spank the fucking holes off you.
Len, your thoughts on
Benetton? Diplomatic, man. Everybody's just trying to, promote the other fucking provinces. Fucking the Leinster fucking gobshite comes straight in. I want to fucking screw you. No fucking little bit of finesse there going on. It's going to be a tough game.
Fucking messing with you, Munster. Jesus Christ. Now, look, in all seriousness, look, Benetton are a good team. They're good, but I don't think they have the ability to beat Munster. I know they're at home. They have the home advantage, but
you changed your tune now all of a sudden.
Do you not fucking listen to a word I fucking say? Maybe you're deaf as well as fucking dumb as well, are you?
You said Benetton are going to spank the holes off you.
Yeah, and
he was really big. That's all you want.
Carry on, man.
Oops. I tell you, you're very sensitive down there in Munster, aren't you?
We're not a bit sensitive.
Come on, you pretend you man alone.
In all seriousness,
you pretend you man alone.
Sensitive, Danny.
In all jokes aside, I think Munster will win.
My season, your season this weekend, Munster win, stand up and fight. Let's see. Sappers only do one competition every 4 years. The time in between they play tag in Japan or bench warmers in GP or treatment room in URC.
Very good. Very good.
Man, Joe.
Oh man!
I cannot see who said in that comment, but I just know it's fucking Joe Lyons.
And you see, another Munster person that can't take a fucking joke.
Who's that?
You were 16 yourself to your good mother. A good Tipperary woman, a good Munster woman.
My mom has just said, Matt, how can you say that? Because she doesn't know when I'm fucking joking either.
Len, your thoughts on the Benetton and Munster game?
Yeah, this is going to be a fucking tough ask, I'll tell you now. We saw what Benetton... No, look, hang on. Whoa, let's be honest here. We saw what Benetton can do against Exeter. And some people think that Benetton were very fucking hard done by. Danny, you see that game?
I didn't. No. It was one of the only ones I didn't watch, and I'm sorry I didn't watch it because it looked like it was an absolute belter of a game.
I didn't see it, but I just reading reports on it, and apparently there was a very fucking dubious fucking penalty at the end to hand Exeter the win. Now,
Did you see it? I actually saw
No.
a replay.
No.
Your man, the Italian lad, is it Pani, Lorenzo Pani?
We're not rolling away, was it?
No, he tackled, he got up on his feet and he jackled the ball, and he was deemed
Right.
to give away a penalty. He was completely legal. And I think he should have gotten the penalty rather than fucking Exeter getting the
The other
penalty.
way around.
But it went to Exeter, which was, for me, looking at it, like in that one clip that I saw of it, I was like, how was that a penalty to Exeter?
Yeah.
It was perfect. Perfect tackle. He got up on his feet, hands on the ball. I couldn't see anything wrong with it.
Right. I thought it was. I did see a clip, and I thought it was for. Not rolling
Then
away.
second track. Benson Munster, who do you see winning that one?
Sorry.
Benson versus Munster, who do you see winning that one? Back on track,
We're discussing fucking rugby here, Danny. Fucking calm the fuck down. Right.
Danny,
As I said,
just go off there and leave it to us.
look, Benetton are no fucking slouches. We're away. I said this fucking after our recent fucking loss. That it's going to be fucking hard for us to make the last 8. It's not guaranteed. I'm hoping for a fucking Munster win, obviously. But I think we have
where
a
are
more.
Munster in the standings?
I'm sorry, I check it there.
Where are
Check it
Munster
there.
in the standings at the moment?
Give me 1 minute, and I'm just wait for it to load up here.
Where are they in the table?
Yeah,
Seventh.
Yeah,
Seventh.
7th.
yeah. They're Connacht are on 39 points. Munster are on 41. So, and Connacht are in 9th place.
Yeah.
So it's
And we
going to
have
be time.
They have to play Connacht. So
Yeah.
and that's not going to be an easy game either. We're
So
away
you're,
to Connacht.
you're teetering on the edge of dropping out of the top
We are
8.
teetering on the edge of it. And
Yeah.
we've Ulster to play as well. And we've the Lions. That's our last game. We will beat. I reckon we'll definitely beat the Lions. But Benetton, Connacht, and Ulster are no givens, in my opinion.
Yeah. Mark Noon's hits here, he's saying here that heading down to Italy, it'll be a lovely weekend either way.
It won't
Joe
be if we
Lyons,
don't come away with a win, Mark.
Joe Lyons, the Italians are going to beat Munster, not even close, but will, like watching Malahide cricket scoreboard, go and get ugly for Munster.
Well, Joe, I hope you're in the same fucking prediction club as fucking Peter Burke. That's all I have to say.
Lads, one last game. It's round 2 of the Women's Six Nations as well. And you know what? It is, I think it's the first time Ireland are actually in Galway to play a match,
Oh,
and they're
really?
hosting Italy. Yeah.
Brilliant.
There's still tickets available for the sports ground. On the 18th, yeah. So if people still are in around the area or want to go to a match, great game to go to. But then Ireland, Italy, who do you see winning that one?
Well, first of all, I'm surprised that there's tickets actually left for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest with you, and you'd love to see a packed Dexcom for that game. Ireland winning this one, definitely, without a doubt. I think it'll be a bonus point win for Ireland.
Yeah, but like, to be honest with you, we've had some close calls with Italy over the last couple of years as well.
Shut up, fucking Danny, will you?
Yeah. Lad, Ireland, Italy, who do you see winning that one?
Shut up the fuck, Danny. Ireland are going to win. Fucking bonus point.
Right, that's fair enough. Calm down. I mean, I guess 2v rage getting each other here and there. You know, Lentig and Toa, back to Leinster. That's even better than spank us.
God, you know, like, I wouldn't wish him on anyone, not even Munster.
But we have.
Yeah.
I know.
And you've got into RG Snyman.
Well, do one wrong not make a right? No. Or 2 wrongs not make a right? No.
No.
Not in this situation, no.
Not when it comes to them 2, anyway.
No, definitely not. And let's not forget, Peter, I would stay away from Ulster supporters now if you are in groups. If you get that wrong.
Don't be venturing into the Ulster forums anytime soon, Peter.
No, Peter, you will be an absolute legend if Ulster win that game. I'd stay away from Leinster groups if you do. So just be aware of that. And that's until next weekend. Len, Matt, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Man,
Good luck,
talk
lads.
to you later.
Until next week, lads.